other questions? You got one?
The PA system over an amp, is that what you choose?
Kind of, yeah. I'm using a unit called AxeFX 2, and it's basically an amp modeler as well as an effects processor, and I think it does the best job of any device that is claimed to be able to sound like a real amp, and it also allows me to, fly into Norfolk and not have like a huge rig, and so. But honestly, man, yeah, I'm going straight into the PA, and with a bit of tweaking, or maybe not even so much, I feel like really get a very lifelike result. It sounds like a mic'd amp in my opinion, so I definitely like using it.
Where did you get the idea for the slapping sort of riff there?
All right, slapping. Victor Wooten, yeah, who's from Newport News, I think. Yeah. If you guys don't know who that guy is, he is a scary technician on the bass. He's very musical as well, but he does a variety of techniques that you don't always see, and I think he's a pioneer of a lot of them. So I ended up playing with a bass player who lived in Nashville and basically had grown up taking lessons from Reggie Wooten, who is the oldest brother of the Wooten brothers, and I think he taught Vic a lot of those techniques. So by playing with this guy, Evan Brewer is the bassist I'm talking about, I was seeing him do all this crazy slapping stuff. And what I liked about it, it didn't sound like, like the Bee Gees or something, like funk. It was like this aggressive, these note groupings. I didn't know how I was doing it, so I made him teach it to me. And it was very difficult at first because it's kind of counterintuitive. But let me see. Basically, what I'm doing. So like I'm using my thumb to get a up and a down and an up stroke, right? So it's basically just like that, right? And that's like the beginning of the technique. You can begin to increase the amount of notes you're producing in one motion by adding fingers on your right hand or your left hand, right? So I can take that group of 2 and turn it into a group of 3 by hammering on the first note and then providing the next 2 notes like this. So you can have a like that, right? And then from there, you can add your index finger. So now you can produce a group of 3. 1, 2, 3. So you do. That, or you can add this left hand, right? So hammer on your first note, and then the group of 3 here gives you a group of 4. Like that, right? Or you could add your middle finger, right? So you have a group of 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's really easy to get a lot of speed because I'm like hardly doing anything, it just like works out. No, seriously, if you were to try, you'd get what I meant. But so it's cool to kind of play around with all the number combinations. So I could do a group of 5. Just by hammering on the first note, doing 4 on my right hand. And then you can do things like a group of 4 and then a group of 3. So I can get 7 by not really having to add any more fingers. I'm just doing addition with the fingers I'm already able to use. So these first 3. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 and 3. So that'd be like a. thing about that is every time your thumb comes down, you get like an accent, basically. So you have a natural sort of variation in the velocity. It almost sounds like, you know, the way like a conga player would do it, or, you know, you got that natural sort of change in every stroke. Now, like, it's different than using a pick because that's a bit more consistent. And then from there, you can just start being more melodic with stuff like... So that's just basic triads, you know, but I'm kind of combining hammer-ons with some slapping. And I really like it creatively just because it's, there's kind of these rules, like, you know, there's these amount of notes you're producing with that, whatever, whether you're doing 3s, 4s, or whatever, and then how many notes you can hammer on. So you're forced to, like, channel your phrasing through, like, this technique, you know what I mean? So it produces some pretty interesting results that sound nothing like picking or anything like that. So yeah, that's kind of the slapping thing. Lately I've been doing it with a pick as well. So I'm taking the same like mechanical approach. So I'm hammering on a few notes and then I'm picking the remaining notes. So like I said, I'm really into that lately. That'll probably be a song at some point, but you see what I'm getting at? It's like I'm still using a pick, but like the way in which I'm going about producing the notes creates a totally different creative output. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes techniques can open the door to like really just expanding the way you sound. You know what I mean? So learn all of them. All right, I'll do you another song.